If I close my eyes, I can almost feel the towel rolled under my arm. If you roll your swimsuit in your towel, it's much easier to carry. Rolling it tight made it easy to put under my arm. At 11 years old, in December, we'd get our coats on and rumble into the car of our 1969 station wagon. All 5 of us kids in the back seat, waiting for my mom to get into the front seat. 5 nights a week, we went through this ritual to swim for 2 hours at Williamsville North as part of a swim club. Early December was hard because of the contrast between the cold winter outside and the thoughts rolling in your head that shortly would have you in 75-degree water. We did this for years, and for myself and my other brothers and sisters, we became pretty good at swimming. Not an expert, but pretty good. There was a study done in 1993 that looked at violinists that became expert in their field by the age of 20. They found that those experts had spent about 10,000 hours on their craft to become that expert. When speaking to these people, they found that somewhere around 10,000 hours, they passed beyond tactical understanding of the mechanics and the reading of the music. And somewhere around that 10,000 hour mark, they came to a different level of understanding. And it was reflected in not just how they played, but often how they lived. It changed who they were. Now I can say that my brothers and sisters and I never reached 10,000 hours, but we did start to get beyond the pure mechanics and get into a different sort of rhythm when it came to our sport. I know I ended up with insight along with muscle memory skills that made me better. There are 25 days before we meet Christ for the first time on earth. It turns out to be about 600 hours, 25 times 24, before he comes. How are we going to get ready? I wanted to spare you the expected sermon on the evils of commercialization at Christmas time. Personally, I have no problem with it. If that's what people need to do to get themselves ready for Christ coming, fine. Think about how many Christmases you've had the blessing to experience. At 62 years old, I've spent hundreds of hours celebrating Christmas. There is Christmas morning, of course, Christmas parties, breakfast with Santa. It made me wonder if all those hours had made me more of an expert at Christmas. Like the violinist, having spent over 10,000 hours, it causes me to be somewhat introspective about the Christmas preparation time. I think for the violinist, there has to be a passion to continue to invest those hours into practicing. It's a choice, and they can stop that at any time. To be better at something requires commitment, practice, and passion. An intentional decision to become better. It becomes something that defines you. Like, he is a virtuoso violinist. Are you someone who really tries to capture and celebrate the real meaning of Christmas? To be that virtuoso? Is there a gift for Jesus under your tree? And what I mean by that is, it's fine to decorate and purchase gifts for your family and for the holidays, but how else are you spending your time? What gift are you giving Jesus this Advent to have metaphorically under the tree? I think what Jesus wants us to do is to change ourselves. There are so many opportunities that present themselves. We here offer mitten trees, stockings, volunteering at events, and those are great. And please, continue to do those things. But I'm challenging you today to intentionally change your Christmas preparations to include a gift for Jesus, a gift of a change of yourself. Spend some of those 600 hours intentionally, spiritually, preparing for Jesus' birth. Pick something like going to the Adoration Chapel, or make sure you go to confession, or the daily rosary, or say grace before meals, or making an Advent wreath for the center of your table, or display a creche set, making Happy Birthday Jesus cakes, whatever. Or consider this: put a holiday decoration on your lawn that actually celebrates Jesus instead of Rudolph. That would be different. We have 600 hours left. How are you going to spend those 600 hours? How am I? Because you have to spend it either way. It will be over. Will you use that time to create this gift for Jesus, the gift of your time, effort, and energy that will allow you to change your focus, to focus on Jesus' message and his entry into the world? Will you intentionally think about how to use those 600 hours so that when people talk about you, they will say, I remember that he always made Jesus the center of not just the preparation, but also of Christmas itself. Let's use those 600 hours to become an expert at Christmas. Amen.